Welcome back, you beautiful people. We are now on episode 5 of Doomworld, and we are looking like we are in a decent enough situation. The prison is pretty much full, so we have Sternberg, who we got in a couple episodes back, but as you can see, has some really good stats, and is also a psychopath, which is what we need, and he is a transhumanist. We're going to be giving him a whole bunch of prosthetics a little bit later on, so he is going to be pretty good for us. If we go over here, he has 3.7 resistance left, so he should be joining pretty quickly. Peter over here is ready to join and has a recruitment chance of 98%. Churro, same again, resistance remaining 0, recruitment chance 47%. We have Purple, yet again ready to recruit, and then we also have Wombat, and finally we have a Possum, who is one of the ones we just got recently, who has a 30 resistance remaining. What we are going to do, because I just noticed this, we are going to go granite wall and we're going to extend this out so all of this is in line here, and then we're also going to extend down to here, and we're going to build a couple more rooms. Let's go up by 1, because we are going to need more rooms as we are starting to expand quite nicely. I think what we will try to do a little bit later on is we're going to make this base kind of look like a military outpost. So I'd like a lot of like steel floors and stuff. So just going to have a more of a gritty feeling. More in line with Doom as such, when they're not in hell and all that fun stuff and things are changing. But details, my Doom lore at the moment is not super great. But I am getting up to speed and I am playing through a little bit, if slowly, because life gets in the way and we've got other things to do. We have just researched machining, which means we're going to be able to break down mechanoids when they finally show up, well, they haven't shown up yet, so don't need to worry too much about that. And what we also want to do, as we are talking about that, is we're going to need to put in a couple skips. These skips, we're going to be able to put our steel slag into them, and they're going to be able to be broken down super quickly, because steel slag is going to end up being absolutely everywhere on this map. So if we just zoom out and we click it, that's already 38 pieces, 63, and that is all basically just free steel laying around, which is stuff that we are going to need quite soon. We're also going to need to designate a cleaner, because the base is getting super messy. And if we go up here, okay, we have just found the fixed stone roof removal, which is there, so we will need to put down a multi-analyzer, which this thing is going to be insane, because this means we're going to be able to start turning into mountains with absolutely no worries. Then once that's removed, we can put solar roofing in on top. So it is going to be a double win. So with the smithing, we have unlocked the meat hooks, so we are going to put the meat hooks into our little processing area as well, so over here. With these meat hooks, we're going to be able to store a whole bunch of things on them, and also people don't get the debuff for seeing things on the meat hooks because it's classed as storage, so you don't get any beauty for storing anything, but then you also don't get any debuffs for people seeing it, so there's neutral environment as such. So it's not beauty and it's not ugly, and they don't get debuffs for seeing things, but the same way as they wouldn't get a buff if they saw something really pretty. So, you know, it kind of balances itself out. Not a massive thing, but it is very useful. So in that case, yes, kind of a thing, but otherwise not. And also we get to store more stuff, and the more stuff we can store, the easier it's going to be. And as you can see, this area here is just starting to look really bad, and we obviously don't want that. We want this to look good and also be nice and rapid. Okay, and Void has gone and taken over some tribal territory, so yeah, this is what I mean. Void just starts chewing through the other factions super quick, so you've got to be careful, especially if you're doing a playthrough where like try to take over the planet, because if you're not starting to knock Void back, you're going to end in a situation where all you are doing is just fighting Void, which can be quite fun. He's got some very good kit. If you can capture any of his guys, they are insane, but that's whether or not you can capture them. And yeah, they have a tendency to die. They have acidifiers. You also lose their weapon, all of their armor, and you can't obviously remove bionics from dead bodies, so it's a bit of a waste, unfortunately. Okay, so we have just got all the meat hooks set, so everything is now, everything on the right is for humans, everything on the left is for animals and insects and anything rotting, And then all of the fresh stuff, once we get a chance, is we'll put some meat hooks in here. So fresh will end up here, so it can be butchered nice and quick, and then it can just be dropped off to there. But we're going to need to wait a little bit longer because I've got a bit excited with the amount of storage I put down, because now we are running low on steel. We've got 30 left, which means you need to go mine some more. Also, if you find a vein and just press equals on it, you mine the whole thing, which is super useful. I used to have a mod that done it, but now you don't need it. It's just built into the game, which is awesome. So if I knock the mic, you kind of know why, because I'm leaning over myself. Really need to fix my setup at the moment. Okay, hidden room, cornetto. Final straw, your lover died. Fair enough. Masterwork, steel hook, not crazy good, and void took over some areas, and we knew about that. We'll go put a little bit more lighting into the prison, just so everything is nice and pretty. And I think we're going to chuck some more rice down here, because it's not that we're running out, it's just I sold all of it like last episode. So if we can get back ahead before winter comes, that's going to be good. And once we have a few more people, then we're just going to start hunting like all of the animals. We're going to take this and we're going to reinstall it here. Take that and then reinstall it there as well. And we'll start removing these walls. The deserter. Okay, yeah, so these sort of quests we're not after. So the Palmanis of the Exodus Empire is being hunted by a loyalty squad. Yeah, we don't really want him to join, to be honest. And yeah, we could take that pretty easy, but I don't need more beef with people, and we're not too bothered about having like psychic powers in this playthrough. We might get into that a bit later, but then at that point you can just buy it all with gold anyway, so it's not much of an issue getting a hold of it. We will need some more marble, because we are running low on marble at the moment. Well, we're running low on most things. We'll go up to 4 times speed, just while everything is being put through. And then we're going to take the animals, select all of them. So we're going to select all the animals, and then we're just going to put them onto haul urgently. So what we can do is we can move them onto the meat hooks, which means we can process them into chem fuel. And we have gunsmithing. Craft simple, manually operated guns like revolvers, pump, shotguns, bolt action rifles, and incendiary launchers, which is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. And then we're not going to be too far away from being able to produce our own weapons, and then from weapons we'll go into armour. We will go weapons first, just because if we can get enough of a field of fire down, then they're not going to get many shots off, so we don't need to rely on armour as much. And then we got a bunch more tribals who will be attacking in 12 hours. Nothing too much there, no worries. Got another cotton harvest coming in, which is always useful. Melting down some more bodies and going through all of the animals, which is super sweet. As you can see, like 650 chem fuel right there. Chem fuel sells for a decent amount, not an insane amount, but it is enough to do it. Enough to be worthwhile doing, I guess is how you would say it. Is all the words today, me. So in my infinite wisdom, I couldn't figure out why we weren't recruiting anyone, and it turned out it's because when I went on to prisoner, I didn't put everyone to recruit. It was still on reduced resistance. So we should have, I don't know, maybe 5 new people joining us, which is going to be really, really quite good for us. So we're going to be able to get a whole bunch of stuff. I think this is going to be it's going to need to be a double room. Actually, we're going to have that as a single just because we're not running low on space, but we don't need the rooms quite that big at the moment. And then obviously this needs to be sorted along here. We're going to need to move the power conduit across, move that to there and up, and then whatever's left is just going to be deconstructed, other than that wall there. Sweet, that's all good. Yep. We do need more wood because that is something that we're running quite low on, but that's not a big deal. Yet again, it's just because we sold almost everything off that we could last episode. But was it worth it? Of course it's worth it. We got 2 sets of armour, 2 helmets and 2 heavy cannons, which are just going to ruin everybody's day who comes at us. Okay, the tribes people have arrived and they'll prepare for a while and then attack. So no sappers or anything, and they'll just basically run through the front door. They haven't got anything fancy. Sometimes they have gold on them, which is obviously quite nice, because with our setup we can just smelt the gold down, and gold is something that we will need because we want to build that multi-analyzer. Okay, everyone's coming in, everyone to defensive positions, and we are going to be able to check out the new heavy rifles. Okay, Cornetto doesn't have a defensive position, which kind of makes sense. I think she was on a mental break last time, or I just didn't assign her. Okay, let's actually do it so we can see what's happening. But yeah, they don't really stand much of a chance. Once someone like Void starts showing up, we will be in quite a bit of trouble, and they just seem to be shooting the guys at the front. And looks like Flo has got Bloodlust, which is good, so she's going to be in a good mood from shooting all these people. And then as they try to run away, we'll just gun them down. So we've got Spider and Kangaroo there. And we'll get Cornetto and save that defensive position for her. Let's see what Red Gorilla's up to. Creepy breathing, misogynist and stiff. Yeah, not a thing. Kangaroo, physically sensitive, cold, tolerant, sluggish, misogynist, hard worker and gourmand. Nope. Super immune, poor hygiene, volatile, sluggish and jealous. But decent intellectual. But work speed's down and then yeah, no, that's not a good combo. Decent stats. That is a shame. If she just had like one more good trait, that would have been really good. But just having all of that work effectiveness, well, work speed just being knocked down, yeah, it doesn't make up for her stats or her burning passion, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been really good if we could have got her, and she was actually useful. Move some more marble chunks in, and we need some more granite moving in as well. Yeah, just running low on everything. So we've got cargo pods of weapons come in. Crucible carbines okay, great bow normal. We'll put them onto haul urgently, same as everything else, otherwise they will never get picked up. Okay, transport pod crash. Cave world illuminator named Terry. Right, didn't actually show me where he was. Fantastic. Okay, Wombat has joined. Sweet, let's look at Wombat stats. Fast learner, fast walker, misogynist and kind. Now, kind means they won't say anything bad about someone else, so they don't really rough other people up, which then makes it easier for people to actually like them. Misogynist, well, it says really dislikes and distrusts women, which means again there's going to be a bit of tension, but Wombat will never start the argument. So if all goes well, it won't actually be an issue. Okay, Purple's joined as well. So what we'll do is we'll take Wombat, good at melee, can construct, can mine, and can do crafting. We are going to set you to craft. So that's low skilled stuff. I don't really want you doing the other stuff, but just for processing. You're an undergrounder, you're composed, night owl, and resilient. You can do cooking and you can do crafting, which is fantastic. And what times do you want to be awake? So you want to make sure that you're asleep between 11 and 6. And then everything else will be set to everything. So that means, yeah, we basically just have a constant rolling shift of people processing stuff now. So I do like having like, I guess you'd just call them like the nighttime workers, because you lose basically a third of the day every day when you play this game because everyone goes to sleep. But you've got people going, they can set things up for the next day, which helps quite a lot. So we've got a hunter that lacks a ranged weapon. I guess she can have the carbine. And we will need to look into getting some helmets. And we need those beds. Okay, Churro. What have you got for me, mate? Chemical interest, careful shooter, great memory, and tough. Why did I recruit him? Okay, Churro, you're now our main researcher. Not that you're going to be any good at it, but... Details, Peter. Undergrounder, transhumanist, fast learner, and resilient. Okay, you are going to be our builder and miner. Cool. Blowback operation is complete, so all we need to do now is wait for gas operation. And then what we'll do is we will allow everything. And hopefully with all the extra guys running around... Okay, there's where Terry was. Dropped right into the middle of the base. Careful shooter, undergrounder, and pyromaniac. Yeah, no, we're just going to turn you into chem fuel. We got unhappy because of nudity. And we also need to go to assign. And then no tainted apparel. Cool. We've already got that set up. Let's go into 4 times speed just so we can get things moving a little bit more. Because there is stuff that we need. Like beds and walls and wood. Purple, can you do that? No. Peter, can you do that? No. Churro, can you do that? Okay, cool. Churro, you're just going to chop down a bunch of trees for us, mate. You're probably not going to be very good at it, but all we need is a little bit of wood coming in just so we can get those beds and the doors. Then people can sleep in the rooms, and then everyone's happier. Then if everyone's happier, we don't get mental breaks and everything becomes more productive. Okay, we got a wild man has decided to make that his bed. Depressive and nearsighted, but is intellectual. We'll try to arrest him just because he's in our base. Okay, cool. That didn't work out well. Send the other 2 in, and then we can just take him down. Come on. Squint should just be able to kill him. Oh, if we run back, there we go. Good old security forces. Ignore that. Okay, now this is where we've got to start changing things. So we go apparel, and no tainted is allowed in here. It's all got to go down to there. Are you set for anything? Nope. So we copy that and paste that to there. And why aren't you destroying that stuff? Okay, we haven't got it set to destroy apparel, so we'll go do forever details. Smaller radius. Allow smeltable, and we will deny clean. Cool, copy that. Paste that there. And we'll move that up to the top for the moment just because I want there to be more space available. Because it's just getting in the way of things. So we've got no storage space. Major break risk. We're dangerously low on food. Kind of looks like we're out, so we're going to need to set someone to straight up to cook. Can you cook? Nope. Nope. That's probably why we've got Peter. Okay, so it says his cooking's level 9 there. Then we click on Peter, and then his cooking is actually... Or am I pressing construction? Yeah, so he's got different stats. Oh, that's because I was clicking on purple. Right, yeah, it began with a P. That was impressive. Even for me, that was impressive. Wow. Not a good look. And then cook simple meal times 4. Doing tool works. Details. No meats allowed. No animal products. Doing till 40. Pause when satisfied. And we'll set that to 20. And we have to put that actually at skill level 8. Cool. Copy that, and then we'll put that onto the other one. So now we do have some food. Decent food production. We do have extra rice growing down here. Well, hopefully we will. Gas operation is done, which means we can build the big boy rifles. We will need extra components. We'll need a advanced fabrication bench and a new workshop setup as well. But soon we are going to be pretty good. We might have just expanded a little bit too fast, I think. And we need a new research project. We'll research cure scars, so that will give us drug production, medicine, the archives, surgical program, and remove scars, which is going to be super good. But we will need to get the blueprint for that eventually. Well, pretty soon. Hospital beds are going to be well worth it. Hydroponics are, because we're running out of space for the food. And I think there should be sprinklers towards the top. Sprinklers are really good. They're from a mod. I think it's just called like sprinklers. And it just adds to the growth speed of your crops, which just means getting crops is quicker, which is always good. That's helpful, having quick growing crops. We do want reinforced walls as well, and sprinklers, and advanced computing. Yeah, we're just going to get pretty much everything for the moment. Just realised we did have that guy that was pretty much useless at everything. Was that Churro? Yeah, I think it was. So what we'll actually do is we'll take Churro. We've got him set to research, but we're also going to put him as clean, because we need a lot of cleaning doing, because our base is getting pretty messy at the moment. So if we can get this nice and tidy, then that is going to help us out quite a lot. And we go prisoner, and then he's on recruit anyway, and a possum. There's not much left, so we might as well just change that to recruit. Steinberg has joined, and Steinberg is pretty good at everything. So he can construct, he can cook, he can animal, he can intellectual, he can craft, he can plant. And I think right now we are going to put Steinberg as one of our farmers, because that is something that we need. Galatros has joined, well, has wandered in. So long as we don't annoy them, we won't have a problem with the Galatrosses. If you want to go after Galatrosses somewhat earlier on in the game, just make sure that you have like Molotov cocktails, and then you just chuck the Molotov cocktails at them, and then they spend all their time trying to put themselves out. Then when you think the fire's about to run out, you throw another Molotov at them, whilst everyone else is peppering them with just about everything you got, because you try to fight them straight up, you are in for a bad time. New quest. Provisional colonists. Exodus Empire. He's asking you to lend 3 colonists to serve her for 7 days. She will send a shuttle and pick up the colonists. Yeah, no, that's not a thing. I kind of need the colonists at the moment. So we got Flows seems to be quite good at farming. Squint's good. Steinberg is a little bit slow. Wombat's trying to help out, which is fine. So we're going to have food coming in. That's one of the main ones. Everyone now, other than this one, everyone else has got a bed. We can mine this, well, chop the wood down from along here. Get this steel slag moved in. We'll work on those bodies in a second, bringing them down. And then... why isn't Corn... just work on that at the moment. Cool, Cornetto will go there. Purple's got some crafting. One of them's my night owl, yep. Steinberg will leave you doing what you're doing. And then we have... Peter, what are you doing? Socialising, cool. Drug production is done, so once we start getting some more psychite leaves, and I think we got... yeah, we put some smoke leaf down as well. Raid imminent, the Seekers. Okay. They have sappers coming in, which is cool, because all that means is they're going to basically pile into one area, come through a choke point, we set up a gun line, and we just blast them to Kingdom Come as quickly as we can. We're going to go here, and then we're going to go right down to chunks, and then steel slag can't go there because we want it in these, which it appears I have forgot to set up. And then all we do is we copy and we paste. With all that done, I think each side can hold 6, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 12 steel slag can go into each one of these, which is a respectable amount. You'll definitely make some money off it, that's for sure. And everything else is getting processed down. Going to need some more people to speed this process up or give them some better bionics. And yeah, that's looking, I'm going to say okay, not great, but okay. Yes, a 12 right there, then they went into the next one. What we got over here? Okay, all those rooms are set. Is anyone missing a room? Nope, not yet. Everyone seems pretty well off there. Put in another set of rooms just for the next lot of recruitment drive that we're going to start real soon. Well, hopefully we can get a bunch of the Seekers. We'll just match door for door. And like I said, we are going to redo this fairly soon. Once we have a bit more steel that we have access to, going to start changing it across to steel flooring. Just kind of want it to look like a more futuristic base complex sort of thing. I reckon that would be pretty cool. Just adds to the fluff a little bit. Once that decides to set, cool. New lovers, Cornetto and Purple. Cornetto did not wait long, did she? Not long at all. It's like Owen's dead, and then the next group of people that show up just be like, yes. Whatever you need to do to survive, sweetheart. Whatever you need to do. Troop ship has landed. So Mech Hive Kilo sent a new ship to land on the planet. Troop ship is a large mechanoid factory ship capable of producing large amounts of combat-ready mechanoids in very little time. When destroyed, mechanoids' presence on the surface will be lowered. If left operational, it will contribute to the size of mechanoid attack parties. Drastically increases mechanoid presence. Kind of at the moment, we want mechanoids coming in. We got the weapons to deal with them, and also I want the plasteel and all the other goodies that come with them. And so far, we've got some little weird, I don't know, what's that, like a dog snake? Sid, some others. Yeah. Cool. We'll see where they end up going, and then we'll just set up to take them out. Got one guy coming over here, which is a little bit annoying. Everyone to your positions. And yeah, dealt with them, or dealing with them pretty quick. Take out. Move Cornetto there, so she's actually in the right place for this. Take out you wait there. Should only take one or two of them more out, and then they should just flee. Cornetto, whenever you're ready, mate, feel free to get involved. Move you back. Send Flo down here. Scott and Vincent seem to be doing alright. Just trying to get everything spread out. We'll go up and we'll take the wall back from them, just so we have better firepower going in, and they can't use it against us. They're going to flee. Conrad, yeah, didn't stand much of a chance then. Well, they did. They done really well. That was exceptionally poor on my part. Is I was too busy looking at the Sapphirs to pay attention to what's happening. Tortured, artist, incompetent, rowdy, fragile. Speedy, what you got? You got a brawler and you're a jogger. Yeah, still not great. We are going to go strip him, and we'll go strip speedy. Have you lost a leg or something? No, he's got a bite scar on his leg. Reason we're stripping them is so that we can get some extra clothes, because some people are being a little bit grumpy about being nude at the moment. We've gone through all of those. Transport pod crash. I don't even know what that is. That kind of looks like a go alien Spinosaurus creature. Spines grows are farm animals with cow and goat characteristics. Bred to survive in extreme environments. Yeah. Don't need any animals. Yeah, don't really need any more animals right now. And I think with that, that's a good place to wrap up the episode. So I'll catch you on the next one.